So we're getting ready to go riding tomorrow. We're going to take the 2001 CR250, but we've rode it a few times this year. Probably has, I don't know, 3 hours on it. But just to be safe, we're going to drop the oil and go through and just do a quick oil change and get ready the day before we go riding. Our 01 has had quite a bit of work done to it. You can see it doesn't look really stock. We got the extra covers on, different clutch, you know, suspension's been done. This is my preferred bike to ride. So when I go riding, I like to ride it. So we're just gonna get the oil plug out. My oil's still perfectly clean, but better safe than sorry. I like to check the oil, make sure if I feel any grit or any kind of metal in there. You can see this oil's barely even has a colored tint to it. It's pretty much brand new. Like I said, this bike doesn't get a lot of hours. Since we're changing the oil and going over the bike to make sure it's good before we go riding, it's a good time to check the chain slack. So I go 3 fingers at the rim, and yeah, looks good. There's hardly any side-to-side play. Chain's still brand new, sprockets are still brand new, but it's a good time to check it. Another thing, we're checking the chain. Might as well check the bearings. They're good. Checking the rear brakes. Lots of pad left, you can see, both sides. Front pads are a little harder for me to film, but you can see there's lots of front pad down there. We're checking our rear brake reservoir, and you can see we're almost at the lower limit. So we're gonna try and top it up. Now, Honda decided that they would put this up by the motor to keep it out of the way from breaking off in 2001. And it's actually a really crappy design. Yeah, they don't break, but they are impossible to fill. And I don't want to tear the whole bike apart to fill it. So we'll try and push some in with by putting brake fluid in a jar and squeezing it and getting it in there, but it's a pain. So in 2002, Honda moved the reservoir and put it right in the master cylinder. So this cap comes off and you're able to fill it, and you have a sight window there to check when you're low, if it's below that line. So just improvements they made over the years. So I have a bottle that I only use for brake fluid for this very reason. There we go. We've got our tube in there. We'll simply lift this up, let her run in. There she is. That's all she needs. You see why people don't check this too often or let her run down, because it is literally a giant pain in the butt. You can't get your hand in unless you strip half the bike apart, but I don't really want to do that. Tighten it up. Of course, it's slippery, covered in brake fluid. Another big thing that's neglected when guys are doing their pre-ride maintenance and they don't do a thorough enough job, check those spokes. I don't know if I'll try and get the microphone to hear it. They all pretty much sound the same, and they should. So just go around for a quick check. If you get a dead one, what I mean by dead is you'll hear that tung, like a different sound. You know that it's out of adjustment. I got a rim here. I'll show you what that sounds like. So right now we got the tire off the 04 build, and I'll just show you. I can see visually that this spoke is loose, right? Because I can see the way it's set in here, but you can hear it. You can hear the ones that are here. That's a loose one. That's a tight one. It just doesn't have the same ring. So going around, and if you hear a different, like quieter ting, make sure you tighten it up before you ride your bike. So one other thing for the pre-ride maintenance is to vent off your front suspension. So I don't know if we'll be able to hear anything come out. I'll try and get close for the microphone. You guys can hear that vent out. But the air builds up in the top of the suspension, and that needs to be vented out before every ride. So in order to fill our oil system, our tranny oil on this 01, you've got to get this bolt out. This is your overflow. So once you fill it and oil starts coming out of here, you know you're full. It's roughly 750 milliliters. We'll go ahead and put our plug back in. Snug it up. And we're just going snug. We're not cranking it down, just that's snug. All that's left to do is fill it up. Got a part one open, so we're gonna use the rest of it up. And I just run 1040. That's what is recommended. It's a slow process filling these up. And we're just filling it till we start seeing it leak out that little weep hole. Here, she's pretty much done dripping. So we'll put the screw in and tighten it up. Snug it up. So basically, one last thing to do, start it up, make sure it runs. So going over all the stuff we just did in the pre-ride inspection is a big benefit when you get out there. You have confidence in knowing your machine's ready to go, and you can enjoy the day. It didn't take much time to check, brakes, tires, front suspension, change the oil, but now we're ready to ride. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and get out riding. But we'll see you in the next one.